brain cells.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Last Few Brain Cells podcast, where unqualified people talk about quality topics. As always, I'm your man Cheeks. We got another good one for you today. I'm joined today by three other brain cells in artisanal ardor, Hazey and Suave Jay. All right, how y'all doing today, boys?
Oh, you know,
peachy.
tooth pain, man.
Tooth pain? Why so?
Gotta go to the dentist, man.
Man, I have been. They're not able to pull it. I'm not paying $6,000 for them to cut it out.
That's a hell of a tooth.
Why can't they pull it?
It's impacted into my molars. It's one of my wisdom teeth.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, it fucking hurts.
You haven't gotten those out yet?
No, man, no. Because I went to go get them out, and they wanted me to pay like $6,000 up front.
Gosh.
Who's got that kind of money?
Yeah, you're right.
Sure. Everybody else doing good though?
No, it's been a weekend.
Teeth are good.
Yeah, teeth are
good. Teeth are good.
Take care.
Smile, let me see. Yeah, they good.
Some good teeth.
Smile, Jay. That's a good man. All right, they're good.
Well,
How about me?
Very
you look good.
Okay.
Let me tell y'all firsthand. Take care of your teeth, because them bitches hurt when they start hurting.
I bet. Yeah.
I'm sure they do.
Cavities.
Can't relate. Well, going into our first story here today, the co-creator of Rick and Morty has been removed from the show. What do y'all think about that?
Subtle reference there.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
I kind of agree with him removing him from the show to the point of like what he was accused of.
My thing is, though, is like, I get it's wrong either way, but
You know what I mean?
like why?
We're in a situation where he's guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah,
we really
Yeah,
don't.
so we don't know. The charges could be dropped, but it says animated sci-fi comedian animated sci-fi comedy Rick and Morty will recast its title role after severing ties with Justin Roiland, a voice actor and the show's co-creator, who has a hearing in April for felony domestic abuse charges from 2020. Just oof. Oof.
Guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, that's all.
I mean, do you really think the show will take that much of a hit losing that kind of voice actor?
I think writing wise is really where you're going to take a hit. I'm sure you can get somebody that can sound just like him in there.
He helped write, but reading more, like he didn't write a lot of episodes. It was the other.
But he's the co-creator. It's like it was his idea. Like this is his mind. He still was like the other guy writes it, but he's like, this is where I want it to go. This is the direction it's going in. You know what I mean? Kind of.
And that level of improv.
I mean, they kept it locked in with the 10 seasons they had originally.
I mean, they still have the 10 seasons, and Dan Harmon isn't removed from the show, but Justin is, and they're just gonna have to recast it. I think the little small things that Justin adds, just the random nonsense,
his improvisation.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff they put in there, like it's like who would think of that? Who would ever think of that? You know, the kind of stuff they use on there. The little gags and jokes.
The plumbus.
The plumbus. Who would have thought that?
That's great.
You know, who would have just thought of a plumbus? He faces one felony count of domestic battery with corporal injury and one felony count of false imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, and /or deceit against an unnamed woman he was dating in 2020, according to Orange County Superior Court records.
Is there any proof?
What I just read.
That's all the proof they have.
Well, that's what he faces. I mean, if they're talking about an unnamed woman, I'm sure she's going to be willing to testify if she's on pressing charges. So that'll be evidence there. Her testifying would probably be all the evidence they need.
I mean, yeah, that's all you need.
Just the women's word over everything.
Yes, indeed. Well,
I just feel there's no evidence.
I'm still kind of wanting to see what the show's going to do.
But her word is going to be good enough to have him removed from the show. Whether he faces jail time or not, that's evidence.
His lawyers feel confident that he'll be acquitted. So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he might be able to get acquitted, but I mean,
will he come back though? Will he come back to Adult Swim? I don't know.
I think if the charges get dropped, yes.
Maybe he might not want to. He might pull a Johnny Depp and be like, See ya.
Well, what do you think's gonna happen with his other shows? Doesn't he have a?
He already
Solar
got
Opposite?
yeah, he got pulled from that too.
Did he? I
Everything.
didn't see he got pulled.
He's got pulled from
already.
everything.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you on the show, Justin. Anyways, if you need
on
some
down.
work, buddy.
Yeah, come help us out.
Another topic that came across my cellular device screen in the past couple days was that Conor McGregor got hit by a car.
Yeah, he was on his
How was the car?
bicycle.
He was on a bicycle. The
car,
car
he
was
picked him- he
his
drove him.
words was that the car was going full speed.
Full speed.
Down like a little mountainside, so like sharp turns and shit, and they
Yeah.
didn't see Conor, and he got hit, and like he like scraped his calf or something, but besides that, he's fine.
It's all them steroids he's taking now. It's really beefing him up.
I don't know, man, because his legs got like broken in the last two
Really?
fights with Dustin Poirier.
So
That's why.
if I make a kick in the leg and break his whole leg in half, then gets hit by a full speed car, and all he gets is a scrape.
Well, I think you're
What did he hit, like
underestimating
a Prius?
getting kicked in the same place in your leg 30 times in the span of 3 minutes. I mean, that's a lot more painful than people are thinking. I mean, it broke Conor McGregor's leg. Like
I
that
understand.
move in UFC is so slept on.
I understand.
Like,
I understand
if you don't
completely.
check the leg, your leg's probably going to be really hurt, and you're not going to be able to stand on it at very
But I
least.
feel like a full speed car is about the same as
well, he says full
30
speed.
of those
full
kicks.
speed could have been 20 miles. That might have been a 20 miles an hour zone. So if it's going 20 miles an hour,
maybe
that's
the
full speed.
limit. Yeah.
that's
you
fair.
know?
That's fair.
So he just said full speed.
Like he wasn't angry. Like there's a video of him like talking to the guy after, and the guy gave him a ride because the bike was messed up. Like he said he was like the sun just kind of blinded where I was in the road, and he just didn't see me.
Well, yeah, he wasn't angry, he said about it,
He
but he was
signed
like,
an
I could have
autograph.
died there. So,
Oh, of course, yeah. Getting hit by a car, you can always die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll do it to you.
you ever been hit by a car?
I have not.
Would you like to?
I mean, we can give it a try.
Okay.
Paying my medical bills.
It's for
I'm
science.
going to use Arter's car.
Still, I mean, one of y'all's paying my medical bills.
It's Arter's insurance, so he got you.
He's got you covered.
Sometimes you need the insurance money to pay the car note.
Yeah, because my big ass body is going to total that car.
Ooh, yeah. Take it down.
You are quite a
Large
big
individual.
I was going to say like big structured man, you know. Like he's got
Big
a wide
boned.
frame,
Big
tall.
boned.
He makes it look good. too.
Yeah, he wears it well.
Appreciate it.
He makes it look real good.
The
I like
beard
it.
throws it all together. You know, that's what I say.
So on today's episode, I thought about doing something just a little bit different. We're gonna play a game, and that game is more so of a test, right? So this is gonna be called Words, Words, Words. All right, gentlemen, I'm gonna give you the name. I'm gonna give you a unique word, right? That I found. And I'm going to give you 4 definitions. One of them is correct. The other 3 are not. What we're going to do is I'm going to read. You're going to wait. I'm going to read the word, and I'm going to read all 4 definitions. After I get done with D, which is the last choice, after I get done with D, all you got to do is say your name. Actually, you can do it beforehand. Just first person, you just say your name. All you got to do is just shout out your own name, and then I'll come to you, whoever I hear first, and then you get to answer first. And then whenever you give an answer, if it's wrong, if it's right, you get a point. Keep your own points. If it's wrong, you don't get to answer again. Then the other 2 get to wait, and they can hear. So if you hear a word and then you know that I read answer A and you know that it's A, you can say your name right there and be like, it's A. You know what I mean? But you don't even get to hear the other ones, and you have to give an answer there. And there's no takebacks. So once you give an answer, you're eliminated from that question. You can't get a
Locked
point
in.
from it. So there are potential for no one to get a point from a word. And I hope I got you stumped on a couple ones. I showed Jacob one of my practice ones, and he guessed 3
pretty good.
answers, and it was the 4th one. He didn't even guess it. It was
He got me good. He got
like
me good.
I'm looking forward to these. So if you get it right, you'll hear this sound. If you get it wrong, you'll hear this sound. It's that classic Mario Party 23-year-old soundbite right there.
See it. You love it.
Let's hear these. Let's hear these words.
Let's not spit into the microphone. How about that?
Spit into the cup.
I heard everything on it. Do not do that again, buddy.
That was in 4K.
yeah. That was audio's not in 4K.
Yeah, it is.
The first word, gentlemen, is Cecil.
Cecil.
Sessle. If you pull out your phone, you're disqualified, by the way. If I see anybody on a phone, disqualification. Cecil.
You got me.
A. To change seats very often. B. a tool used for harvesting wheat. C, the lightest stone in a juggler's rotation. Or D, a flower found near the equator that requires a high level of humidity to survive.
Hazey. I'm gonna go B.
Miss.
Harder.
Let's go.
D.
Miss.
I got a 50-50 shot here.
Would you like to hear them?
Yeah.
A is to change seats very often, and C is the lightest stone in a juggler's rotation. So like them throwing the jugglers, all the balls they have going, the lightest one is called is what this is saying is called the Cecil.
The Cecil. I'm going to go with C.
Miss.
I thought A.
It's to
too.
change seats very often.
Let me
is the answer to
Cecil
that.
right quick.
Well, no, you're Ceciling if you keep changing
Oh, okay.
seats over
So
and over again.
one would be called a Ceciler.
In like class, yeah, if you keep changing seats to talk people, you'd be
You dang
Ceciling.
Cecler.
You'd be Ceciling.
Ceciling about.
This next one, so that's no points
No
to
points.
anybody.
We're pointless.
I'm hoping to go the whole quiz like this. This next one is a shitta. SHITTAH. A,
Shoulda.
a lightweight blanket woven from plant fibers common in third world countries. B, a tree mentioned as a source of wood in the Bible. C, a string instrument from medieval times. Or D, a canal that connects to the Nile River.
Suave says C.
Suave says C.
Miss.
Arter says read the question again, or the word again.
Shitta. SHITTAH.
B.
First point goes to
There you go.
Artismal. There you go. Look at you go. All righty. No even try from old Hazel over there.
I was giving it a minute.
The next word is sniddle. SNIDDLE, sniddle. A, long, coarse grass. B, a dance that was popularized during the mid-1800s. C, refers to the binding around the straw on a broom. Or D, a harness that secures one to scaffolding.
A sniddle.
A sniddle.
Can I get those definitions again? Just the first two. I remember the last two.
A, long coarse grass. B, a dance that was popularized during the mid-1800s.
Hazey's gonna say A.
Oh, you got it.
Good job over there, Hazey.
Number 4, jalop. JOLLOP, jalop. A, a French dessert. B, a necklace worn by English royalty. C, the cry of a turkey. Or D, the aroma of a strong liquor.
I think Hazey's gonna say A again.
Miss.
Arter says C.
Ooh.
That's 2 points, Arter. 1 point, Hayes. 0 points, Jacob.
Wow.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
Yep.
that's number 5. Ugly. UGLI. You ain't got no alibi. Ugly, right?
Boy, you ugly.
That's a French word.
Ugly.
Great ugly moogly.
Ugly.
All
That's
right.
when you're so ugly. It's ugly.
Ugly.
Boy, you ugly.
Ugly.
That's that New York accent.
Yeah.
That's right. Is it A, a wooden African musical instrument? B, a type of knot used on oil rigs? C, a cross between a tangerine and a grapefruit grown in the West Indies? Or D, the posts that are used to secure a rope bridge?
Suave says A.
Miss.
Tough go.
Is it the instrument?
That's exactly what
That's what he just said.
what he just
Yeah, it
said.
was A.
I thought that was B.
No, B is a type of knot used on oil rigs.
No. What's
Tie that oogly
what's the
up.
last one?
The posts that are used to secure a rope bridge.
That one. D.
Miss.
Can I get C again?
C again. You want C? Are you set? You want to hear it again?
Yes.
A cross between a tangerine and a grapefruit grown in the West Indies.
Hazey says C.
Pulling away over here.
2-2. Number 6. A slipe. Slipe. S-L-Y-P-E. Slipe. Is it A, a covered passage, especially one between the transept and chapter house of a cathedral? B, a 7-foot tall bird that went extinct around 3,000 years ago? C, the gasket used in a shutoff valve for residential gas piping? Or D, a slur used by the Irish for Englishmen?
Arter says D.
D?
Miss.
Suave gonna say A. Sweet.
He gets a point.
I get a point. Look at that.
He's on the board.
He's on the board.
Slipe.
2-2-1.
Step through the slipe.
Number 7. Gurry. Ghurry. Gurry. A, was used before modern stretchers were invented. B, an expensive flat hat worn by the wealthy class in Hong Kong. C, a tool for flossing. Or D, a water instrument used for measuring time. I should have got one of these sound bites to be like some intense music, like
Yeah.
like
Do
some,
that next time.
some Deal or No Deal music or whatever. The bank says.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun,
Do that next time.
Can I get the definition of that word or the word again? Spell it.
Gurry.
A gurry.
Ghurry. Gurry.
Arter says D.
D.
Oh,
Pulls
man.
away again.
3-2-1. 1,
Off
2,
the
3.
bat.
If there's
I'm
any
just
Harry
smarter
Potter
than you.
fans in here, you might know this one. This is called a Bezor. Or a Bazor. Right? Bezoar. All right, you ready for the definitions? An endangered species of mammal found in Southeast Asia. A hard, indigestible mass of materials such as hair, plant fibers, or seeds found in the stomach of animals. C, the smell of rain cooling hot pavement. Or D, a function on a graphing calculator.
Hazey's gonna say
Miss.
Arter says B.
Oh,
4-2-1. Well, Jay can definitely not win this. Hayes needs to get 2 in a row to tie. And I will have a tiebreaker, but it's going to be a trivia question instead.
What you got, Hazey?
Number
A.
9.
For you.
Number 9. A fezzle.
Fezzle.
Fezzel. Fezzle. A type of mask to prevent a horse from biting. Sorry. A popular American board game from the 1950s. Tree moss that has become engulfed in flames. Or a litter of pigs.
Suave says C. Oh,
Miss.
I'm good at that one.
Can I get a again?
A type of mask used to prevent a horse from biting.
Hazey says A.
Miss.
With that, Arter
For the
definitely
win, huh?
wins, whether wrong or right. Your two choices
Can you
are
read it again?
the two choices that are left are a popular American board game from the 1950s or a litter of pigs.
B.
I think it was a litter of pigs.
Really?
It was a litter of pigs.
That was my second choice.
Emunction. Emunction.
Emunction?
Emunction. Emunction. A bridge that was built for stagecoaches to cross rivers. Coaches. Or is coaches right? I think coaches might be right.
Stage coaches. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds right. Not stage
I had it right
coats.
first time. Stagecoaches.
Coats
A bridge that
is-
was built for stagecoaches to cross rivers. The outdated process of having a ring resized. The act of blowing one's nose. Or a personal conundrum involving someone's romantic interest.
What's the word again?
Emunction.
Function. Suave says D.
D.
Miss.
I'm glad you chose that one because I was thinking that one too, Suave.
Dude,
I got
some of
you,
these
man.
definitions I made up for this stuff is great. I did
I'm
not.
more
I
impressed
made
with
this
that.
whole list.
Yeah, I'm more impressed with the other.
I'm good at
answers.
bullshitting, man. That's how it is.
Arter says B.
Miss.
That was good. You like that one? The outdated process of having a ring resized. I came
That's
up with
good,
that one
man.
yesterday. I was
That's
like,
good.
that
Solid
sounds like it.
choices.
So does a personal conundrum involving someone's romantic
You got
interest.
me and everything.
Could I get a A and C again?
A is a bridge that was built for stagecoaches to cross rivers, and C is the act of blowing one's nose.
Hazey's gonna say C.
I feel like I thought that was right, but I was like, no, it's too easy.
Yeah,
So
that
4,
seemed too
3,
easy.
1, 2, no answers, no
Yeah.
points. Whoo, so you are today's champion. So
Come on. You're the one with the magic cook.
that's for you. You got a magic cock, bro. Congratulations.
That's right.
I probably should have had a little disco music, something, or The Price is Right. Oh no, that's Family Feud, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Family Feud's goated. It's the best game show ever.
Be on our show.
Well,
Steve.
with Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey
It has to have
specifically.
Steve.
If it's not Steve Harvey,
Yeah,
it's not fun. You know what I mean?
I think the other ones weren't as liked.
Good job, Arthur, on winning that game. But now let's move on.
Hey, I did say I was kind of smart.
You did. I think a little more than kinda. Let's move on to this list. Gentlemen, I have a vision for this podcast. I want to be able to have a little something to put forward. You know what I mean? I
like that.
want us to come together as a 4-man team and generate one list of the 5 best movies of all time. It doesn't matter what genre they are. It doesn't matter if it's animated, live action, doesn't matter. Comic book, drama, serious, comedy, doesn't matter. Together, us 4 are going to make a list of the 5 best movies of all time. And let me explain how this is going to go. The list will be agreed upon by all members or by majority vote. In the chance of a tie, 2-2, one person from each side will rock, paper, scissors. And the winner gets it. That easy. Each brain cell will present 3 nominations for movies that they believe should go on the list, one at a time. The list will start with one brain cell nominating one movie. That movie will automatically go into the number 1 spot. The next brain cell will nominate their first movie. And we will decide if it is better than the one before or if it's not. If not, then that movie will be placed at the number 2 spot. If it is better than the first movie, then that movie will be placed at the number 1 spot, with the previous movie moving down to the number 2 spot. Once a nomination is moved below the number 5 spot, it is eliminated from the list altogether and no longer needs to be talked about. Repeat this process until every brain cell has given their 3 nominations. All right, so whoever goes first, and we're gonna go in like an order. We're gonna start with Hazey, and then move to Suave, and then me, and then you, and we're just gonna keep going. So you'll present the last movie, but it might not even make it on the list. So what's gonna happen is, let's say movie 1 is presented here, and then movie 2 presents. If movie 2's better, then it goes above 1. If not, it goes below 1. And then eventually some will start getting knocked off. You know what I mean? Because altogether we'll have 12 nominations. That means 7 movies are going to get knocked off this list.
For sure.
In no particular order until they get on the list. You know what I mean? That's when we decide their order. So let me get my notes out so we can rock this all the way. Alrighty.
Struggling over there.
I am. It's like updating all my stuff. Let me just.
So we're gonna start with Hazey over here with
Yeah.
one movie, or is he gonna list all three?
He's just
One
gonna give
movie.
one for a second, and then we're gonna. I'm just creating my list.
For sure.
Just creating this good old list action.
I think I got a banger for the first one.
I don't know. You kind of are a movie buff.
I think I got a
You
banger
have
for this
some
first
weird,
one.
Weird knowledge of off the wall things.
I don't think any of y'all had this on y'all's list.
All right, go ahead. It's automatically going into number
See
one.
what you got.
Number one, I'm gonna start off with Reservoir Dogs.
That is an amazing
it's
movie. That's
amazing.
on my list. What are you talking about?
Great movie.
Very good.
I think that's gonna stick. It's sticking in the top 5. I don't think
Quentin
anybody's gonna-
Tarantino is the best director of all time, so I will say that proudly.
Yes,
He's a
I
good
agree.
one. Yeah.
At least top 5. I'm not gonna say it's
At
gonna
least
stay
top
number 1.
3. At
I
least
think
top
every movie
3.
he made was good, man.
He doesn't make bad
He
movies.
really,
fair.
he
That's
puts
fair.
his heart into it.
Yeah. Now, Suave Jay, what's your nomination, my brother?
I have to go on the animated side and say Into the Spider-Verse.
All right, boys, we have our first matchup. Which is better, Reservoir Dogs or Into the Spider-Verse?
Reservoir Dogs all the way.
It is. It is.
I think
Got
it's
me.
But Into the Spider-Verse is really good. So I think it'll probably end up on this list somewhere. I
Hope
don't
so.
know.
It's a solid movie. I'll give it
It
that.
is.
It was a very good animated movie, but
But I think Reservoir Dogs was just a better written movie.
Reservoir Dogs solid.
You're not getting any argument out of me.
They're both great.
Definitely on the number 2. Number 2 on the list so far. Ready to hear y'all's boys' nominations.
This one's going up to number 1 immediately as soon as I put it out.
I don't think it is.
Django Unchained.
It's not better than Reservoir Dogs.
It is definitely better than Reservoir Dogs. It is much more fun to watch. It is a more enjoyable movie.
No.
More funny things happening.
It is
to
a great
us.
movie. It is a great movie. I will give you that.
It's an easier watch. Reservoir Dogs has a different tone to it than Django has. Django has more of a lighthearted, like, hey, this is crazy, but it's a fun adventure.
Django's
but
the
I-
only movie that I can watch.
And there's Leonardo DiCaprio in it,
That I
and
can watch.
and Jamie Foxx.
and then watch
Jamie
again.
Foxx is great. I'll give you that. But
We've watched Django, and then literally we're like, now what do we do? And I was like, hey, let's just watch Django again. He was like, all right, and we just watch Django again,
It's the only movie I watched
back to
two,
back,
two times. consistently.
back to back.
I like the more serious tone of Reservoir Dogs. I like serious
And
movies.
that's
the
fine.
acting behind Django was
Django is
so
way
much
better
better.
acting.
solid. I'll give you that. Acting behind Django was so much better.
I think it had better writing.
But you also got to remember Reservoir Dogs. What is it? 80s?
Sure. So it's just playing off nostalgia for you. I get it. Okay. Nostalgia.
Nostalgia of
It's
what?
very powerful.
He wasn't even born
But
yet.
he saw it as a kid probably and fell in love with it. Nostalgia. I get it. It's
great
I get
movie.
it. Let's vote on it. Which is better, Reservoir Dogs or Django? I'm going to say Django here.
Let's go Reservoir
I
Dogs,
gotta go
man.
with Django.
Django.
Okay. Reservoir moves to a strong number 2, where I think
That's fair.
it might stay on the list. It's a great movie.
Oh, Django will stay on the list. For sure.
I mean, Reservoir Dogs might stay on the list.
Well, yeah. I think it will.
I have some bangers coming your way.
About to blow our minds up.
The Django Unchained.
The Django. The D is silent.
I know. That's what that man says.
He says,
Arter,
all right.
your first nomination, please.
It's gonna be a newer movie.
Okay.
Expendables, the first one. It's not really newer. It came out like 12 years ago, but
Solid movie.
I really
that
like
one.
the Expendables, the first one.
I like that
I
concept.
like them, but I can't call it a good movie. It's really cheesy acting. It's just a
But it
feel
was
good
really,
movie.
But
yeah,
that's-
and that's what it was. It really was a feel good.
That's
Just
what
seeing
the
the
all
acting
of
was
the-
incredibly bad.
But that's what
But
those
the
80s
story was
action
laid
movies
together.
were. They were bad.
I know.
But they were so bad. We
You're
That's
not
what
gonna
made
see
it
me put an
good.
80s action movie on this list, though. I'm gonna say it
But
was enjoyable. I
it's
just
the
don't
only
think it's gonna
movie-
make it very far in this list.
it's the only
sure.
movie that grouped all 80s action figures, like the real good ones.
I
Like,
saw all of them in theaters. I enjoy the franchise.
Yes.
But they're not good movies. I don't go see them because I want to see a good movie. I go to see them to have a good time.
But a fourth one comes out, you go on to see it.
A midnight release? What you talking
right.
about?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not going to say I don't enjoy the hell out of these movies, but they're not a good movie. You know what I mean? It's not a good movie.
They're good enough for you to
It's a
see
fun
it.
movie. It's not a good one.
It's a good movie.
It's a
I like
solid
it.
movie. It's a
Yeah.
solid.
It's lazy
not
writing,
top five. It's
bad
not top five.
acting.
It's not-
I still
yeah.
watch it with a big old smile on my face. I enjoy it
It's
so
not better
much.
than Django, but
No,
no, absolutely not.
but it's a good one. It's a good one for
the,
sure.
the Expendables probably wouldn't be on my top 25 list at all.
Damn.
They are a fun movie though, but fair is fair. Where are we putting them at? I would say number 4.
Number 4's
Solid choice.
In the empty spot. They're
For
not
sure.
better than anything
For
we've
sure.
said this far.
That's
thus
right.
far.
For sure.
Back to Hazey. Your second nomination, please, sir.
I'm gonna have to go with Shia LaBeouf, Disturbia.
Ooh,
Great
That
movie.
was a good one.
That's
Great
a
movie.
classic.
Good one.
That is a classic. However, compared to these, I would say Disturbia probably would go above The Expendables, below Into the Spider-Verse.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
I'll
I
give
would
you that.
say that. Yeah.
And we're good on that one?
Yeah, we're good on that one.
Okay.
Old young Shia LaBeouf in that one.
With his
Yeah.
little binoculars.
Yeah, before he started yelling, "Just do it."
That was a...
That was his peak. What you talking about?
Nah, man, I don't think that was his peak.
No, his peak was Transformers. That's when he was making
Oh,
that
yeah.
money. So
Oh, yeah. He definitely
Believe it or
Transformers.
not, the first
Bumblebee.
Transformers and Disturbia, same year.
It
Came out in
was.
the same year.
That was a good year for movies.
That was a good year for Shia LaBeouf, for
yeah,
sure.
indeed, definitely.
Shia LaBeouf's just on it. Suave Jay, your second movie nomination, please.
You gotta put Endgame in there. You know, I think it was a beautiful wrap on a great present of a
Endgame
phase,
is phenomenal.
you know?
I'm gonna have to give it a.
I would put it below Reservoir Dogs, above Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
See, I'd put it
I'm
at the
alright
bottom.
with that.
I'd put it at 5.
put it at 5.
Yeah,
You didn't like it?
You mean 6? The Expendables is currently at 5.
I would knock off Expendables. Endgame's definitely much better.
Endgame is better than Expendables.
Yeah.
But
I would
I
say-
don't think it's better than Into the Spider-Verse.
I do think it's better than Into the Spider-Verse. It was.
I liked
It's so much
Infinity War.
bigger.
It is. It
It's-
was a great ending.
It's
I'll
so
give
much
that to
bigger.
Suave.
You know
It was
what
a
I
nice
mean?
ending.
Like the last hour of Endgame is goated almost.
At least 4 or 5. I'm gonna give it 4 or 5 on the list.
It's definitely above Disturbia.
It is, but I'm not gonna put it above Into the Spider-Verse.
That's fair. We'll take a vote on it. Above or below Into the Spider-Verse?
Like above.
I think above the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Below.
Below.
All right, Jacob, you can play rock, paper, scissors for our team. One of y'all, rock, paper, scissors.
Hayes.
All right. Hey, no 2 out of 3. One and done. First one to win wins.
Here we go. On shoot.
I'll
right?
I'll say it on shoot.
right.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ooh, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, you got me.
Oh, all right. So it's going above Disturbia, below Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes, indeed. It's good.
My
good team,
second
good
movie nomination is going. It's actually going to number 1. It is without a doubt the greatest movie of all time and the greatest comic book movie of all time, and that, gentleman, is The Dark Knight.
I'm not giving it top.
I like that.
The
one
Dark
too.
Knight is such a strong movie. I put it above
Strong
Django.
acting, strong everything.
Heath Ledger. Remember the
Great.
first time you saw that movie? Like I remember not knowing, like, what the fuck is this dude gonna do next? It is the only movie where I could not predict what was gonna happen. I was like, I don't know where this movie's going, and I'm scared, but I cannot wait, you know. And it'll never not resonate for me that way. Like, it's not oversaturated. We don't need a million big names in this movie to try to make a quick buck like Endgame, which I do think Endgame was majority a cast grab. Like,
Oh, yeah.
why else would you
Yeah.
put that many
They
people
got a
in
lot
it, you
of
know?
people in it.
But whatever. The Dark Knight was just tried. It's Batman. It's the Joker. The Two-Face comes at the end, and it's just great. And the Two-Face arc is so good because Two-Face is not. If you made a whole movie about Two-Face, it wouldn't take that long. Two-Face might run a minute, but Batman would catch him not that hard. Like, Two-Face couldn't like avoid Batman for like 3 weeks straight. No, Batman would find him in a couple hours, you know? Yeah. But he's just right there at the end. As soon as he finds him, his arc's over. It's so good. And then it ends. What comic book movie do you know that ends with the big hero becoming the bad guy to everybody? He's like, that's fine. I can be the enemy. I can be whatever I need to be for the city. Right now, I need to be the enemy, and Harvey Dent, even though he's the bad guy, is the good guy. It twists the entire genre. No one has ever done it before. No one has even tried to repeat what they did in that. At the end of the day, the hero won in a sense, but the hero lost in a sense too.
I agree 100%. It's a great movie. Great movie. I'm just not gonna put it above.
I
top
put
of
it
the
above
list.
Django.
I'm not putting it at top of the list, man.
At very least, number 2.
2 for sure. I'll give you that. But Django, better movie.
I wouldn't even say.
Even though I argued against Django a minute ago, Dark Knight's not better than Django.
The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight is
That's a good one. I got excited for that one.
IMDb every movie to ever exist, and they have The Dark Knight number 3 on that list. Django's like number 20, and I love Django. But The Dark Knight, for what it is, it made more money. It was a bigger impact. It had a huge cultural impact.
It did.
The Dark Knight was a bigger, insane movie. Django, you knew what was going to happen. He was going to get the girl at the end of the day. He's going to go back and get his wife. Schultz dying was a sad, sad moment, but it was needed for the story for Django to really progress into who he's meant to be, you know?
Totally different than Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight, you did not know what was coming next. Django Unchained had to really resonate with me. And the first time I saw it, I enjoyed it, but I really didn't realize its genius until after rewatching it. You know, The Dark Knight, the moment I saw it, I was like, this is greatness. And I really think that was a movie peak. Like, movies have not been that big since. Because you had, The Dark Knight, then you had, Avatar, and then, Endgame was pretty big, but it wasn't as big. I remember people used to dress up. There was posters all over the wall. They had giveaways going at the movie theaters. That wasn't going on for Endgame. There was a lot of people there, yeah, but that was, a different time for movie theaters in general, and the experience surrounding it. It was more than a movie, in other words. It was a great time to be alive.
It was.
This movie will always be number 1 for me. And I've just made my opinion known. Now we're going to vote on it.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Heath Ledger, best Joker there's been.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Without a shadow. And how
Easily.
real. It was a realistic Batman. You know what I mean?
It was.
Bane wasn't a super strong guy whenever he was in it.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Scarecrow just used a gas. The Joker, they didn't have any superpowers. It was a real world take on Batman. And it was just, Batman wasn't being in the comics, Batman kind of just defies the laws of physics with how long he can fight for. Batman can fight for literal days straight, but this wasn't that, this was a realistic approach to it.
It showed the wear and tear
was
on
great.
him and everything,
Michael Caine.
Yes.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Goated Alfred.
I'm saying number 1. That's
I
my
agree.
vote.
I can
Number
agree
1.
with that.
Solid number 2.
No, I'm gonna say number 1.
Thank you, boys.
It wasn't.
I had to fight
a
for it. I
great
felt
movie.
it. Y'all didn't want to give one at first, but I had to fight for it.
I'm still
That's why we have
solid
this
number
list.
2, but majority wins.
I like how enthused Kane was behind.
Oh, the man
describing
gave
the movie.
the man gave me a speech that
He moved
almost
me.
swayed me.
Hey, you want to know something? I didn't have any of that written down. That was all from the heart, baby.
I love
That was
it.
good.
I love it. I love your heart. It's so beautiful.
Thank
A
you.
beautiful soul.
Thank you. Arter, you're saying
I don't have as much heart for the movies as you do. I feel.
I'm a
kinda-
movie buff, man. I love movies.
I thought Hazey was a movie buff.
I
This
got you
man's
beat
just
on it.
I
with the
feel
heart.
the movies. It
I'm
helps if
passionate about
it
movies, but
speaks
not
through
that
'em.
passionate.
Hayes doesn't really smoke weed. I do, so I feel the movies. I'm
That's
with
fair.
them. I'm in the movie with them when I
That's
go.
fair.
Granted, I was like
Are you ready for?
I was 15 whenever The Dark Knight came out. I think.
Hopefully, this one
Probably
makes
still smoked.
at least number 5.
Okay.
Hit me with that classic.
Braveheart.
Solid
Ooh, that's a
movie.
good one.
Melly Gibson.
Solid
Oh,
movie.
That's a great
Did
movie.
we already knock off the Expendables? 'Cause-
Hazey actually is the one who made me watch that movie.
Oh, you
The
have
Expendables
to.
is off, yeah.
Okay,
So is
alright.
Disturbia. Endgame's on the ropes. Endgame's
Really?
5.
No way.
Oh, Braveheart's better than Endgame, man.
Braveheart is
Yeah.
better than Endgame. I would also say Braveheart is better
a
than
different
Into
kind
the
of movie,
Spider-Verse.
yeah.
I
Oh,
put it,
definitely better than the
I would not
Spider-Verse.
say it's better than Reservoir Dogs, though.
No,
Yeah.
no.
So I
Reservoir
would put
Dogs.
it at number 4. In agreement there,
Oh,
gentlemen?
agreement.
Yeah, we
agreement.
could do that.
But
We could do
that
that.
man had never watched Braveheart until I forced him to. I was like, bro, I can't believe it.
He did.
Freedom!
Fruit gets his head
And
Bring a
sliced.
tear to your eye.
I'm
It
glad
did.
he made me watch it. It
It'll
was
bring a
really
tear to
good-
your
it's a
eye.
solid movie, man.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's more than a solid movie. It's an above par movie. It's an amazing movie.
Sure. The best Mel Gibson movie there was,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Well, unless you want to get to the religious nuts love the Passion of the Christ, and he's the director of that.
I'm not real religious.
He
I'm
did
not.
good
I'm not
with it.
either. But that was a
Yeah.
beautiful.
It
movie.
was
It was a
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah.
movie, but
It was
Braveheart's
very
better.
Beautiful. Sure. I won't argue that. It's your opinion. All right,
Hazey.
Hazey, your third nomination.
All right, I'm gonna have to go similar with what Arter said. He brought this out of me. Let's go Tom Cruise, The Last Samurai.
Ooh, I remember
Great
seeing that one when
movie.
I was like 6, not knowing what's going on, and watching it again when I was like 15. I'm like, oh, I missed all this.
I don't think I've
Great
seen it.
movie. Oh my man, you've never
We
seen
might
that?
watch it after this, man. What you talking about?
I'm gonna have to go.
I
at
don't
least,
know. The NFC Championship starts at 2. Ooh, that's an hour and 20 minutes away.
Hazey will make me watch it.
I'm gonna have to go solid 4 with that.
It's
In
good.
my opinion.
I remember at the very beginning of the movie, some Japanese soldiers brought dishonor, so they kill themselves. And I remember as a kid watching it, my mind was blown. I'm like, they just kill themselves? You make a mistake? Oh, I'm
That's
done
it.
living.
It's
And they
honor,
die?
man. That was the honor.
I have. Never mind. I'm not
Great
about to say
movie,
nothing.
man.
I see stuff like that. I'm like, I ain't got no honor, but then like, I have integrity though. So I mean, I do the right thing. Tradition, typically.
He said integrity is good enough.
I try at
That's
least.
good enough.
I'm not gonna
I'm
kill
not a
myself.
perfect person. I'm not killing myself over a mistake I made.
How you gonna learn if you kill yourself?
I know that's part of evolving
Yeah.
as a person.
You gotta evolve. You make one mistake and you dead.
I don't know if anybody agrees with me, but I'm going solid 4 on that.
All right, a solid 4 on The Last Samurai. I would put
What's
it.
4 right now?
I would put it at 5. I put it above.
Put it above Braveheart.
I put it below Braveheart.
Yes, better than Braveheart.
You think?
Yeah. I love Mel Gibson. I love Braveheart.
It is a good movie.
It is a good. I mean, I haven't seen it. Braveheart's really good.
It is the only Tom Cruise movie that is actually good.
Besides the original Top Gun. I'll give Top Gun up there.
I haven't even seen Top Gun.
Yeah, I have.
The original Top Gun's great.
I do not care about Tom
I
Cruise
think the
at
new
all.
Top Gun was a little overrated.
I am tired of seeing Tom Cruise in movies. And he plays the exact same character. I'm the quiet badass. It's always the quiet badass.
Except
That's
for that
all he
one
ever does.
time.
Except for The
Tropic
Last
Thunder.
Samurai. My man gets fucked.
I lied. Jack Reacher was good.
Jack Reacher was solid.
It was a good movie. I didn't know what was going to happen. The second one was trash.
You know the Mission
Super disappointed.
The Mission Impossible movies?
Suck.
First 2, great.
Awful.
I liked them.
All of them.
They went too far with them.
Bad.
went
It's
too
like
far.
modern.
They're still milking them.
This is the American James Bond.
He's like
Ooh.
pushing 60, still doing all this stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
There's another one coming out.
yeah, there is. That's what I'm saying.
Please
The only-
retire, Tom Cruise. Retire, please.
The
You're
only-
old. I'm tired of seeing you. Nothing makes me more sick to my stomach than seeing another Tom Cruise movie. You're not even a good actor. That's something we don't talk about. Tom Cruise cannot act.
Oh, he can't.
He sucks at acting.
The only
does he
thing-
do his own stunts?
The only thing I'll give him is he does his own stuff.
Does he own his own
does do that.
Does he do his own stunt fighting too?
Sure. Yes.
think he
Okay.
does.
he does
okay.
all of
Well,
them.
that's his redeeming quality. Then.
But he's broken a lot of limbs doing his own stunts.
like Jason
I bet,
Statham is
yeah.
a way better like actor and stunt man than Tom Cruise, but he gets nowhere near the recognition.
Do you
No,
remember
he's
in
underrated, I
Do you
think.
remember in Mission Impossible 3 when he jumped off the roof and like landed and started like
They all blur together, but yeah, I remember when he jumped off the roof. Yeah,
but he started limping in
Yeah.
that scene
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he
That's
kept running.
yeah, like he broke his leg.
broke
Yeah,
his
I
broke his
know,
leg
I
and
know.
finished the scene.
I know.
Dude's strong. Dude's solid.
I know.
He can't act.
His adrenaline was
He
pumping
puts-
though.
he
He
puts
just
that heart
base
into
jumped.
it.
His adrenaline was so through the roof he didn't feel that. I guarantee it.
Oh, I'm sure. But like, man's got heart.
Yeah.
He wants to finish the movie.
Can't
Like,
take that away.
The man's
from him.
addicted to himself. That's why he wants to finish the movie.
I mean, he used
sees
his
them
own,
all
I'm
the
this
time.
great because I have to act this great because I'm Tom Cruise and I'm great.
you know the
That's his
best. You know the best
mentality.
iteration of Tom Cruise?
A dead one?
No, Family Guy. Tom Cruise.
Yeah, the one where he's like 3 foot tall. Yeah, that's the best. Well, he's as tall as
Perfect.
Stewie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, that's accurate to me. If I saw Tom Cruise, this is how I'd say hello. The man's like 5'2".
Yeah, he's very short. Very short.
Yeah,
I'll fight him.
boxing match.
I'll fight
Celebrity boxing match.
Suave Jay. What
Celebrity?
We got? Or, we didn't agree where to put that, did we?
We're
No, we
celebrities
didn't.
now.
I would say you said above Braveheart. I'll say yeah to that. Above Braveheart, below Reservoir.
That's fair.
We're
That's
kicking
fair.
into the Spider-Verse out.
Into the Spider-Verse is now
Let's
eliminated.
So what's our list so far?
What movie did we just say?
The Last Samurai.
Last Samurai,
That's right.
Tom Cruise. I know we got Dark Knight, Django, Reservoir Dogs.
The Dark Knight, Django, Reservoir Dog, The Last Samurai, Braveheart.
That's a solid
Into
set
the
of movies.
Spider-Verse, Endgame, Disturbia, and The Expendables have been eliminated. It's now on to me and my final final nomination.
We're on Suave Jay.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
right. That's
man.
correct. Got ahead of myself.
what do y'all think about Toy Story?
the original.
The OG Toy Story.
It's
It's
great,
great, but I'd
but,
put it.
you know,
I'd put it
I'd put-
after
Does it make the
Endgame
list?
before Disturbia.
Yeah, I would put it. I'd put
Yeah.
it off the list,
I
man.
just, I don't know. It has that sense of nostalgia, I guess.
It's nostalgia for
That's-
sure.
Yeah, you know.
I love
No. Hold on. Amazing movie.
Amazing,
It is great,
amazing, and the
yeah.
nostalgia is amazing
It would,
too.
Like,
if I
all the
made a
toys
top
it
25
sold,
list, it's definitely there.
I had like
I
all
had
the
like
to-
4
I had all
Woodies,
of them.
like 12 Buzzes.
I think I had all of them, man. Like the piggy, everything.
I didn't have the piggy.
I'm definitely agreeing with you on that one. though. The nostalgia part, the nostalgia
yeah.
factor is top tier.
It's heavy, yeah, on that one.
Y'all ready for my third nomination?
Let's hear it.
I had a lot of like throwing around in my mind, but I finally decided on this one. Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
Awful.
I liked it.
Didn't like any of the Lord of the Rings.
I think it was a good wrap to it.
Okay,
you know?
so I just
that
recently
battle,
watched,
dude, that battle at the end.
Okay,
The battle's
so,
great. The
Like,
battle scene's
that's-
great. Just couldn't
Oh.
couldn't relate to the movies.
So I
That
just
is-
Viggo Mortensen played an amazing
Yes.
Aragorn, though.
That is
I
a top
agree.
tier.
The acting was
movie.
top tier. I just
Yeah.
I couldn't get in the movie.
I just
man.
wasn't a fan of
Why?
the Lord of the Rings.
I think-
What?
I think mainly because my cousin was a very big Lord of the Rings fan and tried to push it on me when I was very young, and I just couldn't get into it. And to this day, I still can't get into it.
I
You like
tried watching them.
traumatized.
I had
with it,
what's
you know?
what's your
Yeah.
what's okay? So I guess this isn't. I'm gonna say it deserves to be number 5 personally.
No,
What's
Braveheart better.
I would
for
not
sure.
Braveheart.
I'm gonna put Braveheart above.
What would you say, Jay?
Braveheart's above it, man. Jay, you know you feel
close,
this.
man.
You know you feel this. Braveheart's better, Jay.
Just think of the freedom.
The freedom. Yeah, you know, Mel Gibson's acting. That is
Okay,
one of
so
his
where we
best
putting it?
movies. You know?
We're putting it at 6 for sure, in my opinion.
6 above Into the Spider Verse.
And above Into the Spider Verse.
Yeah.
That's agreeable.
I'm just putting Lord Rings 3.
Lord Rings 3.
L3.
I don't want to type all that out.
Lord of the Rings, Return of the
Say
King.
yours, and then after we get done, I'm gonna give a couple honorable mentions. Any other honorable mentions y'all want to give?
Well, I do. Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
you said the actor earlier, and it made me think of the movies. Crank. I really enjoyed.
Oh,
that
Crank
movie.
is such a great movie with Jason Statham, where
It's
Yes.
a really
they
great
take
movie.
his heart out and they put like a
yeah.
mechanical heart.
Yeah,
and he's
I
got to
remember
keep like
that.
getting electricity
Yeah,
into his body. Dude, it's
I
such
do
a
remember
fun
that.
movie.
It's a
pretty
solid
cool.
movie, but I'm not putting it above anything on that list.
I put it above Disturbia.
For sure. I'm talking about on top 5. I'm not putting it above
No.
anything on top 5.
No.
I put
not
it below
top 5.
Toy Story, above Disturbia.
That's good.
You're talking about some honorable mentions. I have one of myself, man.
Go ahead.
Heath Ledger, A Knight's Tale.
Yes,
Great
phenomenal
movie. We were talking about Heath Ledger earlier, and made it come to mind.
Oh, yeah.
I love that movie. I've watched it dozens of times.
I have a movie that really wasn't probably as popular, but I remember watching it as a kid and really enjoying it. It was The Rocketeer.
The Rocketeer.
Don't believe
Yeah.
I've ever seen that.
Honorable
Yeah, I don't know if I
mention.
saw that
I
one.
haven't
Yeah.
either. Honorable mention. Jay?
It's actually only like 60% rated on IMDb.
What,
Like it
really?
wasn't a really popular movie, but
But
I
some
really
of them just
enjoyed
resonate.
It.
If you
with
like it,
you
you
know?
like it. I liked all of the Back to the Future movies.
They're solid
You know,
movies.
they just, I resonate. I'm biased towards like time travel stuff. I think that's pretty cool. You know,
Honorable mention. Gladiator, Russell
Ooh,
Crowe.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fabulous movie.
Hoping
Amazing.
for a second one. You know,
He dies. What do you mean? Hoping for a
they're
second
talking
one?
about a second one. Like
If they do a
know
second
if
one,
it's
I
gonna
will be
be-
pissed. That story is perfect.
don't know.
Do not touch it.
Russell Crowe's way too old
He
to be a
does
gladiator
die,
now.
yeah.
That
He
man's
was just
fat.
Zeus in Thor: Love and Thunder.
he's fat
No.
Zeus. He makes a perfect Zeus.
He
though.
played
Yeah.
Zeus really well.
Oh
I
yeah,
love him.
Russell
Yeah.
Crowe's a great actor.
Yeah. He
just is.
Another no, that's not. That's Gerard Butler. I'm thinking of Law Abiding
300?
Citizen.
Law
Oh,
Abiding Citizen.
I like that
Fabulous.
one. I like
Fabulous.
That one. I liked him in Gamer too. That
Hold
was
on.
around
Yeah,
that
Gamer
time.
was
Yeah,
good.
Gamer was good.
Another honorable
Yeah.
mention: Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah,
It's
The
for
the
sure.
long one. The
300.
yes,
300
the,
great movie.
Like 4 hour one.
Watchmen was good. Zack Snyder makes good movies.
Yeah, he did.
The Shawshank Redemption.
Always a good one.
Fabulous.
And that's going to do it for me on my honorable mentions.
Those are really good.
Solid. Solid.
So, are we ready for the finalized list, gentlemen? I'm going to give you all 12, but the top 5 are going to be... I'm going to do it reverse order. The Expendables. Dead last. As I figured.
That's
even
okay.
Fun movie, but
An
dead
honorable
last.
mention.
I figured it was going to be dead
That
last.
man just threw you under the bus. He said, "Hey, awful.
I said it when it came out. I'm like, it's not a good movie. It's not better than these movies. Number 11, where I thought it would end up, Disturbia.
Oh man, it's still such a solid movie.
It's a
good.
good, solid movie. Number 10, Crank. Solid.
Solid.
Number 9, Toy Story. Solid.
Great movie.
Number 8, Endgame. Really good movie. I feel like it shouldn't be this low, but it makes sense that it's this low at the same time. You know what I mean?
pitted
there's a
up
lot of
against
big
classics.
name movies on that
Yeah,
list,
there is.
man.
There is.
Heavy hitters, man.
But
for
how
sure.
did Endgame spawn lower than number 7, Into the Spider-Verse? Into the Spider-Verse is an amazing movie.
It is an amazing movie.
But Endgame is just so much bigger.
It was.
Bro,
I feel
would
like
rather.
Endgame was used more as you're right, like earlier, as a cast grab to say, "Hey, we're making
Look at what
all
we
these
made." Yeah,
characters together."
Yeah.
The reason I ranked it lower, I'll give you my personal opinion right here. Endgame is a movie I can watch once, and I'm done.
and be good with
I've
it.
watched Endgame more than I've watched Into Spider-Verse. I've watched them both a lot.
I've watched in the
Yeah.
Spider-Verse like
I
4
am
or 5
so
times.
pumped for Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. It
That's
comes
gonna
out
be
later
good.
this year.
That's gonna be
Oh
great.
my God, I am so pumped for it. I'm also pumped for the new Spider-Man video game coming out sometime this year.
Yes.
Is it a PS only?
Of course. It'll be on PC a year after releasing. though.
Man, I'm so
Don't worry,
sick of
Hazey.
PlayStation
I'm gonna
only
be getting
games.
1 year.
I'm
That's
gonna be getting me a
Because the
PS.
last Spider-Man game for PlayStation 4 was fabulous.
Did you play it on PlayStation 4?
Yes.
Yeah, he played it on
Well,
mine.
it's
I
on,
bought a PlayStation 4 just for that.
well, it's on PC. Traditionally,
Yeah.
these it looks like Ragnarok's looking like it's going on PC a year after its release, so in November. So it's looking like traditionally they come out on PlayStation for a year and then they remaster them for the PC.
You know, I
I'm just not a
really-
big fan of PlayStation, man. I don't like the controller.
I don't know. I
That's
really
fine.
enjoy PC
The new
games,
controllers are amazing.
but
I've
The
used them.
5.
you
there's
could use
certain
an
games
Xbox
that I would
controller
rather
for it.
play.
It's just
Look,
But I'd rather just play on
I'm
my
gonna
PC.
put it this way. I'm gonna put it this way. I love PlayStation. I've always played with PlayStation. I have a PS5. I've played a lot of games on PlayStation and PS5 and Xbox One, and then I'm replaying them on PC and just enjoying them so much more. It's just the PC. I feel like more intimate into it. I'm pressing more buttons. I'm doing
PC
more
Master
things.
Race. Man.
PC Master Race for sure.
It is the
Definitely.
master race. But
There's a
coming
reason.
in at number 6 is Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. That's a solid movie, right?
Yeah.
Number 5, what a classic, Braveheart.
Great movie.
Number 4, I cannot believe Tom Cruise is on this list. The Last Samurai. Number 3, Reservoir Dogs.
Great movie.
Number 2, Django Unchained. Phenomenal movie.
Great movie.
Perfect.
Number 1, it's just untouchable for me. The Dark Knight.
Takes the cake.
Man, I can't believe how that list turned out.
It does.
I thought I was
takes
going
the
to see
cake
some
for
other
me.
things on
I
there.
mean,
yeah.
if I had another 4 or 5 days, I could probably get some that top all those movies. But
You had like 3 days.
I feel like the Dark Knight just
It hit
was
different.
written had better like plot completely.
It
through
did
the
more
movie.
by itself. It didn't have all the star power and everything. It had good actors in it, but like the story led the story, not the stars. And Django is great, but the stars led the story.
stars
the
led the story.
The story was so straightforward, and that's fine. That's all it needed to be. I mean, it had its fun little moments, and I loved the birth of the KKK in there, and then how they all get murdered and everything. That's hilarious. You know, great moments in the movie.
I can't see fucking shit out this thing.
Yeah,
So
and
with
Jonah
my
Hill.
holes.
Jonah Hill was in it, and he had braces in the 1800s.
why?
I was like, all right, but it was.
It worked though. It worked.
Well, fuck you and all y'all. Don't ask me or mine for nothing. I'm going home,
And
dude. It's
he
just
lives.
Great
he
movie,
lives for
man.
that. He goes home and he doesn't die. Look
And,
at
and
him.
in Samuel L. Jackson's part,
Oh my
phenomenal.
God.
Phenomenal.
Hey, Snowball, you want to know the name of me or my horse? You ask me. Oh my!
Oh, man.
You want to hold my hand?
That was good.
God.
Welcome to the moonlight.
I like
with
the way you die, boy. Oh,
Great
Jamie
lines.
Foxx.
It has.
It
Too
has
many
such
lines.
good
Too
moments.
many
But The
good
Dark
lines.
Knight, the story is just written so well, and that's what leads it. And then the acting is also goated.
Yeah.
Oh, Heath Ledger. Oh,
The
Aaron.
Very
I don't know. The
intense.
acting's really great in both.
But the story is
I'm
better
not gonna say
in
that
The Dark
act-
Knight.
that's what-
I'm saying.
yes.
Both their actings are so amazing, but the story is more strong.
But I'm not
is stronger
as far as
in The Dark
acting
Knight. That's why
goes. I
put it
can't
above.
say one movie has better acting than the other. They both have really good.
Heath
acting.
Ledger gave his life to that role.
He really did.
We have to acknowledge that one.
I
And
miss Heath
it's a
Ledger
very
every day.
intense role.
Dude,
yeah.
even Brokeback Mountain's goated. I know it's controversy because it's a gay movie.
You heard there's
but-
a female
but if-
version? Did they
I
think
did
about
hear
doing
that.
it?
Yeah, and it was like with two really hot like
Margot
chicks.
Robbie
yeah,
and,
yeah, and someone else.
Natalie Portman.
And everyone was like, yeah, do that. Yep.
Yeah, I like the movie. I'll see it again. You know,
Yeah. Exact same story. Exact
So,
same story. Longer sex scene.
You know, we're talking about all these movies. How do we feel about all these old shows being rebooted?
I
That
hate it.
'90s show,
I
How I
hate
Met
it
Your
so much.
Father. How do we feel about this?
I
I
hate
think
it.
it's a cash grab.
It's just they just want
They're-
money. That's
they're
all
playing
they
off
want.
of,
You know what I want to say to them? You know what I want to say to
people's
them?
nostalgia.
Listen. Fuck up. Get out.
I'm tired of seeing them. Let them die.
Yeah.
They were good shows at the time. Sitcoms, there is nothing I want to see less than a sitcom right now. Well, the iCarly reboot show is actually pretty good. I ain't gonna lie, but
Are they running out of ideas? Is that what's going on in Hollywood? Like nobody
must
knows.
be,
Nobody knows how to write
They've been saying
anything
that for
anymore?
years now. That's why we got to have
Yeah.
12 Fast and Furious movies, 193 Star Wars shows, and everything. I'm tired of the Star Wars shows too, and I love Star Wars.
I love Star Wars too, but they went a little far with it.
Like I'm tired. Like
They're milking it.
stop.
They're
Yeah,
milking
they're
it.
just milking it. Like you know what I'm ready for? Either like I kind of want 1,000 years in the future, the Jedi and Sith are forgotten about. There's still the Force, but those religions are forgotten about. Now it's a whole new generation of Force users, and they can do whatever they want. You can have Jedis, and they can still have lightsabers, but you call them something different, like the religion of the Jedi is dead, and now it's a new thing. They're all Force users, though, and they're still going planet to planet, but the Jedi don't exist, and the Sith don't exist. You still have good Force users and bad Force users, but you can have, like, instead of having 2 Sith, you have, like, you kind of do it like the Old Republic, you know, where you had like hundreds and hundreds of Sith and hundreds of
show.
I know, like
so
hundreds and hundreds of Sith. Like it's a big war
Like
between
a giant
Sith.
Clone
And-
Wars show,
yeah,
but
and-
in the future.
But in the future, so it's all new stuff. So no one knows what's going to happen. There's no lore
New
about it. It's a
characters,
new,
new everything,
it's
yeah.
fresh, and then like make everybody like do no blasters. Everyone like do Game of Thrones with lightsabers. Everybody's got lightsabers.
So what you're saying
So
is
all
like,
it is Jedi battles. There's like thousands of red lightsaber users that focus on the dark side of the Force. Call them whatever you want. Not Sith, though. Let the Sith die. Let the Jedi die. New shit. And then you have like thousands of blue and greens and purples, if you want them, lightsaber people. And they do a different religion. They focus on this. And I don't want to see the same things. Don't give me celibate people. Don't give me like knights and everything. Make them just like regular guys that just have the Force, and then they come together to fight for what's good, you know, kind of deal.
so what you're hitting me with is like the Wild West of the galaxy.
Exactly. That's what I want.
Just everybody for themselves.
Pretty much.
Just going to town.
Well, no.
in
Like
the
the good
future.
Force users stick together and they have their own little group. They can have an army if they want to, and they're fighting the bad Force users. Because, you know, the Jedi aren't a thing, you know. They're good Force users.
They're
A Jedi
unworthy.
is a word used to describe any Force user. So a dark Jedi has a red lightsaber. A light Jedi has a blue or green lightsaber traditionally, you know.
Yeah.
And that's how, but you don't have to be Jedi and you don't have to be Sith. They're religions. You know, not everyone that has the Force is a Jedi or a Sith. They're just religions. They're practice. If you have the Force, then you can go and be one of these religions, and then you know, it's like in today's world. If I have a sword and have magical powers, and then I go to a church, that's the same thing as the Jedi. The Jedi are basically a church that you go and give your life to, an order, because
The
you can use the
temple.
Force. They'll teach you how to use the Force, but you got to stay with them. Most people just don't know that they have the Force and can use it because they don't know how to control it.
See, I would prefer like just everybody for themselves. Just the Wild West.
Well, you can have like little settlements and everything, and like all the adults have lightsabers, the kids don't, you know, and then like your parents teach you the Force, and that's how it goes, and it goes generation to generation, and then like
And then, you know, based on a show, you're
Like,
gonna
maybe
have
just
that
one
or
planet.
2 people that are just like OP, and they're gonna
like even if you did no starships, no space battles, no nothing, kept it to one planet, and like on this planet there's light Force users and there's dark Force users, you know, and they're always fighting at each other, and just show us this planet, you know. And then you have like some casual people that are like, hey, I use the light side of the Force, but I'm not in any army. I'm just living out here. And then like the red ones come in and like slaughter a bunch of people, and so they have to fight back and defend their little homestead, and then they go join the light guy. Do it like Game of Thrones, but with red lightsaber, dark Jedi or dark Force users, and then like a light side, and just have like this giant planet that there's a war on, you know.
That would be pretty dope. I'll
You
give
can still
that.
have like airplanes, like ships that don't go into space. But I'm tired of this. We need to make it as big as possible. No, let it be small.
Yeah, for sure.
This would have to be in like the past then, right? They
Or in
don't
the
have-
future, where everyone can use the Force.
They don't have like blasters and stuff. Maybe they had some kind of war. that
They've
governed
evolved
everything.
past it. Nobody needs blasters because everybody has the Force.
Yeah. Like in the future, everybody has developed.
At least on
A
this, that's what I'm
natural-
saying. You do this one planet, so everybody on this planet has the Force, and that's how you
makes
exclude
sense.
it from everything else. So you can still have traditional Star Wars shit other places in the galaxy, but not on this planet. No one comes to this planet. This planet's just always at a battle.
Yeah, like everybody on this planet has a natural affinity for
You can-
midichlorians.
yeah, like
so
there's-
they're all
Yeah,
like
and then there's Kaiser
Force users.
There's Kaiser crystals and everything on that planet. You can say all sorts of shit, you know.
for
And
sure.
there's-
That
And like
could
keep
work.
them contained there, so you can do whatever you want and then not affect the rest of the galaxy. And if you want to make movies about the Star Wars 54, you know, Luke Skywalker, Cyborg Luke Skywalker returns, or whatever you want to call it, you know, because they can't
You know
fucking
you'd
let
watch
characters
it. Though.
die.
You know you'd watch
now
it.
you're sounding like Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you ain't lying.
Frieza's
coming back.
Or Godzilla, the Godzilla franchise in
Yeah.
Japan. Mecha Godzilla, because you can't
Mechagodzilla.
keep him down. Oh, here's King Ghidorah. Who's next? Mecha King Ghidorah.
That's right. That's right.
It's like, oh, they all just come back as robots.
That's their life cycle.
They take their skeleton and make it into a robot.
That's the way to do it.
Yes, indeed. Well, boys, what a great podcast. We talked about a lot of interesting things today, but I think that's a good place to go ahead and snip it in the bud. Hey.
Sniddle it.
If you made it to this point in the video, That means you probably liked what you saw. And if that's the case, before you go, don't forget to like that video. Don't forget to subscribe to that channel. Don't forget to comment on the video. Tell your friends about us. We're the Last Few Brain Cells Podcast, and you can follow us on Twitter at TLFBC Podcast. That's the words for the Last Few Brain Cells Podcast. We love you.
Love you.
Bye. Brain cells. The last few. It's the last few.
Brain cells.
Arthur, if you don't press play, I'm kissing you on the lips.